So this is an amazing video. Like, can we just have a moment for just how stunning she is and her hair? But one thing that startled me when I looked into this was the comment section. Okay, let's go into it. Hello, my beautiful people. It's your girl, Janet Davies, your hair growth guide. And on this channel, we do all things hair growth, decoding hair loss, and all that good stuff. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and jump on that subscribe button and make sure you don't miss any of my uploads. So let's get right into the video.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, let me just do my hair real quick. Okay.
So this is an amazing video. Like, can we just have a moment for just how stunning she is and her hair? But one thing that startled me when I looked into this was the comment section. Okay, let's go into it. This lady says, "Cries in 4C hair," and someone then responds saying, "Beautiful. I mean, your hair defies gravity. It is the most cosmic, out of this world gorgeousness, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise." Love that. Another girl says, "Me with 4C hair after reading this," kind of like crying emoji. And then this lovely lady responds and says, "Girl, your hair is just as gorgeous as hers. 4C is stunning." And she responds, "Bless you, kind human." I love that. And then there's, other people saying like, "For real, yes." And then she also says, "Your hair doesn't have to fall for it to be beautiful. I have 3C and I admire 4C so much because it's gorgeous and it makes me want to cry how 4Cs think their hair has to act a certain way to be." And then another lady says, "Cries in 4C." And someone said, "My God, some of you a lot at this self-hate, learn to love your hair." And then she responds saying, "I love my hair. I just can't do my hair real quick." And then someone else says, "It's not self-hate. 4C hair would never allow you. Just shake the hair and go out. It's a long process to get it styled. So yes, we crying in 4C hair." Okay. Someone also said, "I would sell my soul for this hair." Interesting. Another lady says, "My 4B hair could never." Another lady says, "Cries in weird shoulder length-ish 3B, 3C hair." Okay, so my thoughts are you will never see under, a natural 4C hair, viral video, other women saying cries in straight natural hair. Like, this never almost happens. I mean, it may happen every once in a blue moon, but it's very uncommon. A lot of the times when I see, people with looser textures, in their comments are people who are crying in 4C hair. And I just wonder, in fact, before I even say this, I'm going to watch another video because I thought it was very interesting. So let's watch this lady's commentary to the topic of people who just go around saying cries in 4C hair.
Every time I see a video of someone with a looser curl pattern doing their hair, it's always people in the comments talking about, "Oh, my 4C hair can never," or "If this is 4C, my hair is like 4D," or like something like that. And yes, I understand it's okay and completely normal to be frustrated with your hair. Publicly downplaying it is absolutely insane. I have 4C hair and I know it takes a little bit more time to do it. But why are you guys acting like having 4C hair is like a disease or something? When you comment stuff like that, it's like you don't know who's going to see that comment. And it may be someone who has no idea what 4C hair is or what that hair texture is. And for there to be so many negative stuff about it, it's giving that person like a preconceived notion of, "Oh, this hair type is bad." This could be someone who completely has 1B hair, or it could be a younger person with 4C hair, learning their hair texture and being like, "Wait, the hair texture I have is considered bad?" I feel like nobody is mindful about what they talk about, and knowing that it could instill insecurities to younger people with 4C hair. 4C hair is not some curse or anything. The time you're taking to comment those things, you could have already found out how your 4C hair can and will do that style. I feel like comments like that make a cycle of people who won't like to learn about their hair or immediately assume I can't do anything with it and I have to manipulate it or anything in a type of way, which is okay if you manipulate your hair, but thinking your hair is bad is the issue. So yeah, be mindful about what you comment and you don't know who's gonna see it. So let's think here.
So yes, I really loved her reaction because I think she echoes a lot of the similar points that I have in my head, in that when people kind of go under these videos and say Cries and 4C, it's on the preconceived notion that 4C hair is bad, like it's a disease, like it's something that we shouldn't be proud of, or just because it can't do what, you know, a looser curl pattern girl can do, then there's something inherently wrong with my hair, which I think is just genuinely so wrong. It's almost like a societal conditioning that 4C hair is not a standard of beauty. And it kind of goes back to, I guess, let's go back to slave trade, okay? Because not even slave trade, but just the concept of being black, being especially dark skin, being someone with kinky, coily, just different hair that doesn't, you know, flow naturally with the wind, that kind of defies gravity and is majestical and it's all it's mighty. Like that is just not the standard of beauty. And I think a lot of the times when people, and I don't think when people mention these comments like Cries and 4C, like they specifically decide to hate their hair. I think it's just a case of the way in which that society has caused us to be almost brainwashed into thinking that 4C hair is just not acceptable, not the standard of beauty. And it's echoed through these comments. This is nothing to, you know, to make people feel bad if they've ever commented Cries and 4C. It's more so to just raise awareness on the topic that in 2025, texturism kind of still exists. It may not be so obvious, but it's very subdued, you know, where people will make these comments and they're very common and they're very normal. But if anything, it speaks loud as to what we truly believe is the standard of beauty. Because again, I said, I will never go to a straight natural hair, 4C hair girl video and see comments about Cries in straight Caucasian hair, Cries in Asian, or Cries in Asian curly hair. Like you will just never see that, because they understand that their hair is different and that's okay. I think we need to come to terms and understanding within especially the 4 community that our hair is just different, but different doesn't mean wrong or bad. It just means different. And if anything, you know, it's almost like saying, you know, I kind of really, I want to use an analogy that kind of pulls away from hair, because I think sometimes when we discuss hair, people kind of put it in a box, but it's the same thing. For example, if someone had a lighter skin complexion and someone had a darker skin, it would be very abnormal for someone who has, you know, a lighter skin or even darker skin to be like, oh, I just wish my hair, my skin would glow in the sun the same way this other person with a lighter or darker skin, you know, whatever it is. Like, I think that's just a bit odd personally. And it kind of speaks to a case of not really valuing yourself or having a sense of kind of self-confidence and security in oneself. So I say all that to say, I believe texturism still exists in 2025, but it's not loud, it's very subdued. There is nothing wrong with someone having 3A, 2A hair and it's looking gorgeous. We can appreciate that kind of hair type without dragging 4C hair, if that makes sense. Like, there is no benefit in glorifying one hair type and making another one feel bad, because why? Like, why are we crying in 4C hair? Why does 4C hair cause us to cry? If anything, it should cause us to get to a point of, you know what? Her hair does that. Amazing, beautiful. But what can my hair do? What is the beauty in the way that God created me? Okay, I know this is a bit crazy and you probably think, girl, bye. But even if you look at the Bible, the way that God is described, he's described as having hair that is white as snow and like wool. And I don't know about you, but upon all the textures that we have in the world, 4C hair is literally wool, right? So I believe, okay, just hold on for a moment. If you think I'm going on a tangent, that our hair type, okay, is similar to that of God, and you can't tell me nothing, okay? Okay, God's hair is defying gravity and ours is too. So why is it that we hate our hair so much? Like, God literally has hair. He has 4C hair. Okay, going on a tangent. But I think a lot of the issues that we are having in the type 4, especially 4C community, is not due to 4C hair itself. It's the lack of understanding of 4C and refusal to accept it for what it is. Because a lot of the times, the people that have 4C hair that is truly flourishing, they have accepted their hair for what it is. Okay, they've taken the time to learn and understand what their hair loves, what their porosity is, which I think is actually more important than hair typing, and catered to a routine for that. They haven't, you know, made their hair or manipulated their hair to conform to another beauty standard. They've just accepted it for what it is, learned it, took the time to learn it, because I think that's an element of self-care. Once you truly have a sense of, self-worth, self-identity, you will take the time to learn it and then work out what is best for your hair type, your hair porosity, all that good stuff. Because when you over manipulate your hair, all that kind of stuff, this is where breakage occurs. Like, I remember when I was going natural, I would literally relax my edges, because when I was going natural, guys, it was not cool and trendy as it is now. I would relax my edges because I was just so embarrassed to have frizzy hair. I didn't even know how to lay my edges, running that kind of stuff. But again, when you try to manipulate your hair to conform to another societal beauty standard, that is where hair breakage, poor hair growth, all that kind of stuff happens. But when you learn to love and accept your hair for what it is, and I'm going to show you some lovely 4C girls because their hair is chef's kiss, then you get to a point of self-appreciation, self-love, and understanding that this hair that God has designed specifically for you is perfect. It lacks nothing. Every single hair on your head is numbered, okay, and it's accounted for. So God loves every single kink and curl and coil of 4C. I think God specifically gave us this hair type for a reason, so we should learn to cherish it and love it. Because at the end of the day, when you compare yourself, your hair, your skin, your everything, this kills confidence. 4C hair is beautiful. There is no other hair type on this world that can do what 4C hair does. And in its own right, it's amazing. So I think we really need to stop downplaying our hair and making it seem like it's some kind of disease or infection that, if you have 4C hair, then you're just doomed. Like, goodness gracious me, how did we get to this point? The natural hair movement was all about accepting of what was created naturally for my hair, and that's from 4C. And a lot of the times I will just joke around because I don't like hair typing. I don't consider myself I'm full Z, if you like. In fact, I'm full N. I'm full N for Nigerian, because at this point I'm tired of hair typing, because even if I do hair type, people will then just say, no, you're not. So I'm like, well, I can't even give into it. So I just say I'm full N for Nigerian, and I know I'm Nigerian, so fight me. Fight me. Anyway. 4C hair is amazing. It literally shrinks to about 75 to 80% of its total length, and it is beautiful. It does what no other hair can do. So I'm going to ask you actually, how does your hair behave? If you have type 4 hair, how does your hair behave when it's fully saturated? And what is your shrinkage percentage? And how do you actually feel about shrinkage? Because that's also another thing, like being a stretch natural, all that kind of stuff. But that's neither here nor there. So in our next video, I'm going to be talking about Black women who actually hate their natural hair. So if you're into that, then you're going to watch that. You're going to want to watch that here. So I've been Janet. You guys have been amazing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.